They are absolutely relentless. Heading for a draw, 10 minutes to go. It ends up 4-1 to Manchester City. Oh my days. All you can do is clap it. All you can do is say, well done. All you can do is say, we are witnessing the birth or even the birth. They've been born. They've gone through their toddler years. They've gone through puberty. They're now in their adult years. That's 28 games unbeaten. That equals the record of the Centurions team under Pep Guardiola. In a campaign across Europe that has seen so many teams slip and slide with their league form, with the congested fixtures, with the condensed calendar, what Manchester City are doing is nothing short of sensational, nothing short of mesmerizing, nothing short of absolutely brilliant. By any standard, what they are doing, what they are delivering is absolutely impeccable. The quality of football, the relentless nature, the inevitability of the way they play. And the biggest thing that stood out to me this evening, above all the good football, above the goals, above their own mentality, is the impact it has upon their opponents. Wolverhampton Wanderers, they didn't want to know. They had nothing going for them in that game. Interestingly, they got a goal back and had a little resurgence for 10 minutes. Why? Because they grew in confidence. And then City systematically beat it out of them. And it goes to prove my long-standing belief in sport that for all the ability, for all the tactical nous, for all the match-winning ability you have, the mental strength of you being relentless, you never giving up, you always believing you're going to get over the line, coupled with the frailness of your opponent's mentality, always wins. Wolves weren't in the game until they scored, and then they started to look confident. And the only thing that took their confidence away was City coming back at them and saying, absolutely not, sit back down. This time last year, I know Ruben Diaz wasn't there, but teams were having a pop at City. Teams were able to get at them because City had kind of lost their mojo. They'd lost their own belief that they could continually deliver. But what we are witnessing, and everything I'm saying here is praise, because I understand that Pep's a great tactician, a wonderful coach, a brilliant manager. But it's the mental strength that he has instilled to be able to take a team, to make them as good as the Centurions were, to win back-to-back, to win a domestic treble, to have a terrible season by their standards last year, to bounce back the following campaign is phenomenal. There's only one manager who comes to mind in the Premier League that's been able to do something similar, and that was Sir Alex Ferguson. One team dips and goes away, another team come back. Wenger did it to a degree, but never with the sustained consistency of winning. The volume of trophies in that condensed period of time, it's just sensational. I can say nothing more than sensational. It really, really is. Monso here says playing 21 more games than most teams. Can they do medical tests? Absolutely relentless. As a rival fan, I hope they don't do the quad, but they look likely. Yeah, as it stands right now, no one's getting near them. No one can get near this City team right now. It is legitimately astounding. It's astounding. It's astounding. That's all I can say about it. Lengon Sweet here says just equal Centurions Man City record of 28 games unbeaten. Yes, they have. And even if they drew, which they for a smidgen of time looked like they may in this game, they would have still have been unbeaten. It's just ridiculous what we're witnessing. And what it's done, what this, I think, is at 15 wins on the bounce in the league, something along those lines. I haven't actually checked. It was depressing me to look at it as a rival fan, but we will, out of respect to the City fans we have tuning in. Let's go to the results here. Premier League results, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 15 wins. 15 wins on the bounce in a campaign where no other team has won more than 4 on the bounce. No team has won 4 on the bounce in 2 different trenches. Yeah, these people have won 15 games on the bounce. And that only spreads over a 2.5 month period. There's been lots of football. That's what makes it so impressive. If those 15 games were spread over 3.5 months, as they normally would be, and not the 2.5, I would say, okay, fair enough. It's Man City, big squad. They've still had to rotate. They've still had Champions League. They still had League Cup. They still have FA Cup games to play. And by the way, they've won all of them as well in that time period. If we just go to all competitions in that phase, it's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 21 wins on the bounce in all competitions is absolutely outrageous. Outrageous. It's outrageous. That's all I can say. Make sure you're smashing that like and share button. We're going to open up the lines, the StreamYard link lines for you to come on and have your say. Lots of City fans in their house celebrating 21 in 21. Yeah, listen, Man United fans, absolute egg on their face for believing that for even a single second. Now, when you look back and reflect, it was the word I'm looking for, futile. Probably is futile. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to share the link now in the Discord server. I'm also going to share the link in the live chat function here on YouTube. So take a little look out for that right now. But there's 1,000 people watching. Let's get this video past 1,000 likes. Let's do that, people. Let's get that done right about now. Another super chat here from Mr. Sweet says, Bayern Munich come outside. The Champions League is coming to Manchester City. It may very well be. I hope it doesn't as a rival. I do. But it could be coming. There's no doubt about it. If you want to phone up and have your say, please feel free to do that right now. We want to hear from you. Cedric here says, I said before this season started that the team who wins the league will be the team with the strongest bench. Nobody has a bench like City. Absolutely nobody. Yeah, I mean, Chelsea should be. That's why Chelsea should be doing better than they are. I mean, their bench at the weekend, I think, was about £360 million worth of players, which is extraordinary. And yeah, you're absolutely right. They are where they are for all the positive reasons. And that's all I'll say about it. They are where they are for all the positive reasons. There's no doubt about that at all. Another super chat here. This is from the Podfather, which says, Pep is amazing. Will be the best ever for me in the future. Wenger couldn't dominate because of Fergie. Wenger couldn't dominate because of Fergie. He would have in this era. Yeah, look, potentially. But it depends where you are. You know, this is the thing. If Wenger was at a club that would have been as willing to spend as much as Man United did, as Chelsea did, he wouldn't have fallen from grace like he did. He simply wouldn't have done it. Money is a big part of it. And then it's having the minerals to be able to handle the pressure of spending that money. There's no doubt about it in my mind. They go together like hand and glove. You can't have one without the other. Forest 2, City 0. I don't know if I get this. I haven't seen this man on this channel in a while. How you doing, bro? Long time no see. Blue Media FC here says, keep on fueling your cars, guys. Yeah, you know, like people say, take the money away from the Glazers. What you got to do is make sure you're not buying petrol or diesel or whatever it is from petrol stations that get their fuel and get their oil from Abu Dhabi? I think that's where Sheikh Mansour is from. Yeah, that's what we got to do. Like that's going to make any difference. Terry, City are on 65 points after 27 games. Liverpool last season were on 82. City are doing great, but not as good as Liverpool last season. So I think what you've got to look at, mate, is City had no preseason. So I'm going to stand up for City here. Manchester City had no preseason. Look across all of Europe's elite leagues. All the teams that had the 2 to 3 week preseason, Man United, PSG, Bayern Munich, Man City, they all had very slow starts to their campaign, every single one of them. And then they've kicked on. So you have to look at the context of the 2020-21 season for Manchester City and add into that the condensed nature. 2 games a week, every single week. Relentless from Manchester City, no respite for them, having to rotate. And with their own injury problems as well, no recognized number 9 as an example. KDB has missed parts of the season. They had to integrate a brand new centre-back in Diaz. And they've done it seamlessly. I understand that, nobody... This City winning the league this season, if they do it with plus 90 points, is the best individual season success since Man United did the Champions League and Premier League double back in 2008 in terms of singular season achievement. If by the way, they win FA Cups and Champions Leagues on top of that, I've already said it's going to be the greatest ever season, individual season for a British or English club. There's no doubt. I'm a Man United fan, and I would love to put City down. You can't. You cannot put Manchester City down. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. You can't do it. I think doing it... Do you know what's interesting? Let it go. Let go of the bitterness and just go, they're really good. You feel better. I feel better saying City are amazing. I'm like, yeah, I've said the truth. If I say no, if I try and twist it up, I know, Terry, you should be a Man United fan first. I am. But it depresses me to try and pretend they're not as good as they are. It depresses me to try and behave like they're not amazing. It's depressing. It's depressing. I walk away. I feel cheap. I feel like I cheated on myself. I feel dirty. I have to shower. I don't need that, bruv. I don't need that. I don't need that at all. Hit that like button right now, people. We're going to go to your calls. First on the show is going to be man like Mark. What are you saying, Mark?
Hey, guys. How you going? Terry, I have to completely disagree with you. Although, congratulations to City. They have won the league. I will say City are a great team, but they are not a great club. Whatever they do this season will have an asterisk against it. That asterisk is everyone knows they're cheats. Spain would have struggled to have funded Real Madrid in the 90s to put together the teams that they have been able to put together over the years, this millennium, I'm not saying they're not a great team. They certainly are an amazing team. They are a great team. And they, as a team, deserve to win the league and whatever trophies they get. However, as a club, they're not a great club. They do not deserve any of their trophies. All of their achievements will have an asterisk beside them, and that is a fact. It's an incontrovertible fact, and they are cheats. Like, I'm sorry, that might sound bitter. That might sound like everyone's going to say, Mark's, he's a United fan. Of course, he thinks this, but it's just a simple fact. And that great super chat earlier, kudos to that City fan. Keep on buying the petrol. That's exactly the truth. That is exactly the truth. He gave it up right there. He gave up the truth. City are a good team, but the club, that's not City. City can't afford this. No club in the Premier League could afford to put together the team that City have. That is a fact. All right. Not even Spain. Real Madrid, because we all know how that works. They have this massive debt, off the charts debt. And then Spain just, put a line through it. Come on. City have such a massive squad that doesn't matter. They have no injuries this season. I'll tell you why. They have no injuries because they've been able to spread the games across so many absolute top-class players. And that's fair enough. They are an amazing squad, an amazing team, and they play amazing football. Pep is, oh, my God, I love his football. I love watching them. I get up in the morning to watch them. But no one cares if City win a trophy. Why? No one cares. Liverpool, I respect. I hate them, but I respect them. Arsenal, I respect, but I don't care if City win a trophy because I know it's not real.
Do you know what, Mark? Listen, I feel like make the rules tougher if you want to punish City. Okay, yes, the evidence was time barred, etc., but that's on the damn rules, right? City have got themselves through that, where in any which way they're being cleared, they're there to compete. In terms of people, yeah, well, the books, but then that's at the end of the day, make the rules. My view is, I was frustrated when it happened, and when I calmed down, I realized, you know what? Make the rules stronger, or in fact,
Terry,
get rid of
mate, no way. I'm sorry to cut in here, mate, but no way. I know for a fact you would have to be intellectually dishonest to ignore the fact that City cannot afford this team they have. They don't have the crowd. Look at the crowd. They don't have the crowd. They don't have the money. City have not got the money to pay this squad.
But they do because they're backed by
No,
shit.
they never did. They never did before he arrived. Before the Sheikh arrived, they never had the money. They never had it.
They didn't, bro. But of course, but Man United didn't have the money we had until we grew our global fan base.
Yeah, we created a global fan base over many, many years. You know, I tell you, when I started barracking for Manchester United was in 1978. You know, I was 6. You know, and they had a show on after the Australian Grand Final on the Munich air disaster. And mate, it touched me. Like I can still remember the moment. I had tears in my eyes. I was shaking. I'm shaking now. You know, thinking of that moment. I can never forget it. You know, it changed my life. And City don't have that history, and you can't buy history. Yeah, and I'm sorry. Nah,
you can't buy history. No, Mark, you can buy history, mate. You can buy history because everything they're winning in the last 10 years is creating history. As young fans watching football, they're not going to remember. Like a 15-year-old.
You can't go back in time. You know, they are cheating. You know, City were never able to afford the squad they have had since the Sheikh arrived. That is a fact. Like, they can have as many, you know, sponsorship deals, you know, as they want in inverted commas. I don't know if it's coming up on the screen. I've just moved everything in my office. But, like, come on, mate. Like, do me a favour.
Mark, you're entitled to have that opinion. And I get where you're coming from. But they're building a history. They're building a legacy.
Building a history.
They are building a history.
Yeah, I agree. At the end of the day, but they're buying a history. Buying a history. Not earning it. Not earning it like United and Liverpool.
I don't mind that. Because but I don't, because if my football club was run properly.
You know why? You know why, Terry? Nah, Terry, you know why? It's demeaning to fans. It's demeaning to fans, Terry. It's demeaning to fans like me. It's demeaning to real fans, real football fans and real football clubs. It's demeaning. It says money is more important than fans, and it never is. It never is, Terry. You're wrong. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry to, you know, get angry and upset, but it is. It's demeaning to
what fans are not coming first if there aren't no fans? If there are no fans, there's no one to go in front of. Who's not coming first?
I'm telling you, City did not have the fans or the history that created the fans to have the money to buy the team they got. They got the money from the Sheikh. That's fine.
Mark, I don't care. Mark, I don't care about that. Answer my question. You said like it's money before fans. What fans?
No. Oh yeah.
What fans?
Sorry,
what fans are having money put before them? What fans is money being cared about more than their emotions and feelings towards their club? Who's being let down by this money?
Okay, I'm saying, all right, that it's disrespectful to the clubs, the real clubs, not the plastic clubs like, let's be honest, Chelsea and City. Like, it's the real fans in them, and there's a lot of them, the real fans that have been buying season tickets, that have suffered, that are like, love their clubs, that built up their history in an honest way, that earned their history, all right, that are being disrespected by these rich... No, let me finish, Terry. You listen to me. That are being disrespected by these billionaires coming in and buying a history. Buying a history, Terry.
Listen, bro, listen. I respect your opinions, but the world changes. The world changes. Things move on. And listen, it doesn't matter. Do you know they're a local Man United? But Mark, listen a second. Do you know in the same thought process you're in, there are local Man United fans that don't think you should support Manchester United because you're not born and bred in Manchester. So the difference is, I think that kind of thinking is backwards. Equally, if a billionaire wants to buy a football club, if Jeff Bezos bought Manchester United tomorrow, I don't care about anybody else. I don't care if that damages Man City. I don't care if it damages Liverpool. I care about my club winning. Mark, thank you for calling in. Great passionate call, mate. Look after yourself, Mark. Speak to you again soon. If you want to phone up and have your say, feel free to. But smash the like button for us. Do you know what it is? I was annoyed with City early on in the year, and there's content out there of me calling them cheats and everything else. But I had time to reflect on it afterwards and thought, do you know what? Those rules have been put in there for people to bend the rules. Do you get where I'm coming from? It's like, they're the rules. That's how you bend them. Go do your thing. That's just what it is, in my opinion. That's why nobody looked too hard. I don't care. You know what? He's a Man United fan. The reason that Man United are so far behind Manchester City is because their clubs run poorly. If we were run well, we'd be there or thereabouts with them. You're not buying history, you're building a legacy. It's as simple as that for me. And yeah, when I was a younger kid, when I was too caught in my emotions, oh, Chelsea shouldn't have the money, City shouldn't have. Why shouldn't they? What do you know what those clubs have done for the local communities? Do you know how much money Man City have pumped into Manchester? And the jobs that they've created and the industry that they've created and the local people they have supported. To say that it's no good, the money comes before the people. What people? It isn't like they're not allowing born and bred Manx to go to the games anymore. It's not like they moved the stadium to Abu Dhabi. It's not like they changed the color of the kit to red. Come on, get out your feelings and stop being so emotional about Manchester City, because at the end of the day, focus on your own club. That's what I say to people here. As far as I'm concerned, we had some super chats we missed. First one was from Centurion. She says, this guy needs a cuddle. Tahir says, Chelsea have an owner who makes billions from oil. This is true. Sasha here says that Aguero goal is one of the greatest ever moments in football history. Exactly. Man City are building history. Don't get it twisted. Man City are building history. Housey City Forever here says, tell this idiot, don't call him an idiot, he's a nice guy, Mark, to be fair, just opinions. We've got a full house in the league, one of the highest attendances in league football outside of Spurs and Wembley. Tell him to know his facts. Another one here from Mr. Sweet, who says the funny thing is people calling PSG, Chelsea, Man City plastic are the same people that want our owners. And that's the point. If Man United suddenly got taken over by a billionaire, people would... And do you know that's the reason why? If City were caught cheating, then I would say your cheats take the trophies away. You've got to prove they're cheating. They've got to cheat within the rules. If there's a rule that says after 4 years, cheating no longer becomes cheating, then you're not cheating, are you? If I don't know, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, right? If me squeezing this, I use this because I've got sore arms at the moment because I'm not going to the gym, right? If squeezing this was illegal, but 20 minutes after I've squeezed it, it no longer becomes illegal, that's illegal. In 20 minutes' time, it's not. I don't quite get why you have time barring rules in place, but they do. So they haven't broken any rules. They just haven't. Stop being bitter. Get out your feelings. More calls coming. Next on the show, we're going to have Bison Beast on the channel. Make sure you're smashing that like and share button, please. Bison, what you saying?
Hi, Daddy. I just wanted to talk about, how people say that Man City has spent so much money, this and that. Chelsea have actually spent more money since Pep have arrived on transfers. I'm saying on incoming of players. So they have spent more money than City on transfers. Second thing, yes, we have sent 3 times the money as maybe Liverpool, but we have also won 3 times the number of trophies that Liverpool have won in the same time. So
Listen,
to say that
110%. And listen, Man United has spent a lot of money. Liverpool has spent a lot of money. Go back and do the inflation calculations for what the likes of Liverpool and Manchester United were spending. And I know the argument, thank you, Bison. I know the argument is always, oh, but we earned it ourselves. Do you know why I don't like that? I've developed this in the last 6 months of my life. It's a moral thing, bruv. If it's new money versus old money. And you see that in life, right? I got a friend who done very well for himself, built a really good business, sold it, built up another business, sold it. He's worth about £37 million. Good friend of mine. Doesn't give me any money. Anyway, that's I never ask anyone for money. But he moved to a new area and left after 6 months because people were disrespectful to him. Even though he was one of the wealthiest people within his community, they were like, ugh, your new money. They didn't like it. That's how I sort of feel about the way we treat football fans. And I'm a working class person. And as a working class person, I don't like the idea of people belittling my achievements. I just think about it feels a little bit off for me. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that sort of thing. DJ says, so what, Bison, what's your point? Another person talking rubbish. I think he was basically saying City aren't the only people that are spending lots and lots of money. Next on the show, we're going to have Misha on the line with us now. Misha, welcome to the terrace. Who do you support? You're on mute, bro. I'll mute your line, brother. I'll mute your line. Unmute your line. Yeah,
Sure.
that's it.
No, broski. Yo, man. Yeah, I support Tottenham, bro.
Yeah, what do you want to say?
Sorry?
What do you want to say?
Yeah, I want to say that I don't know that guy Mark, yeah? Why I disagree with him is because me as a Spurs fan, if like you said, if Jeff Bezos bought us tomorrow or like in a week and we started winning trophies, bro, no Spurs fan would care, bruv. Like, nobody cares about who owns you. People just have to care about what you win and how you and the way you do it. Like, Man United were winning trophies for years. Nobody cared about the owners. Now suddenly all people start care about owners, man. It doesn't matter, fam. Like, we just want to see our clubs to be successful. And then if they are, we don't really care, man. What do you think?
Like I say, if you can show me something they've done wrong and you can prove it, I'll change my mind. But I deal in situations like that. I deal in facts. Now, for me, if you create a set of rules, but you make them very flimsy and easy to get out of, I've got a problem with the system more than I do the breaking of those rules. I just feel like it's the more I read about the Man City case, it was, you know what? Yeah, a lot of people get in their feelings because they don't like the idea of these super rich clubs, in their eyes, killing off other teams. But that's just survival of the fittest at the end of the day. You know, if somebody comes along tomorrow and starts a brand new YouTube channel, doing the same content as me, getting bigger YouTubers on than me, spending loads of money to go in front of me, I've got two choices. I either pack up and go home because I'm not up for the fight, or I work harder. So work harder, people. Like, develop a work mentality. Listen, Misha, thank you for coming on, mate, and having your say. Really do appreciate that. Next up, we've got Ed on the phone. Edward Chamberlain's going to be on the line with us. When he unmutes, I'll put him on. We have another super chat that come in as well. This is from Malik, who says, Terry, what's the link? I shared the link in the comment sections. So do that. We're also running a competition tonight as well. Guess my man of the match. If you guess it right, your name will go into the hat for the we'll go in the hat for the name earlier. I didn't actually announce it earlier on today on the other show. I'm looking for it now and I've lost it because I'm a doofus. It was, where's my paper gone? I'm actually frustrated myself. Where's it gone? There was someone that won it earlier. I want to say it was Dinesh. It was Dinesh. I don't know where Dinesh's name's gone. I'm going to write it down here. Dinesh with a super chat earlier guessed the system secret word, which was system goal. So well done, Dinesh. If you guess my man of the match tonight, the secret word, then with the super chat, then you'll go into the prize draw to win £100 worth of Amazon vouchers on Friday. Next caller we're going to, as I said, is going to be Edward. Edward, welcome to the terrace. What are you saying?
Yeah, hi, Terry. I was just going to say, City, they've been so relentless this season. You think about it, 21 wins in a row. So impressive. They're looking actually to break the record, I think, across Europe, like European records. Like, I think 27 wins they need in a row. Just shows you how impressive they've been. But I think it's been like made slightly easier because the games are being played behind closed doors. So you got that sort of additional fact that the fans are not really there in the away games, maybe.
Then why has everybody else been so sketchy then? Why is only Man United? I think only Man United and a couple of other teams have put 4 wins on the bounce together. Like, everybody's been sketchy, but City, and everyone's playing in the same conditions. Why do you think City have been able to outperform everybody else?
No, I just think it's sort of like the squad they've got. They're just able to rotate like their bench. Like, that bench could get in the top 4 easily,
That bench.
Like, I'm a Chelsea fan. It's just so frustrating to see because I look at our bench. We've got an incredible bench, but it's just sort of that gelling together, and they've been with each other for so long.
I understand, mate. I understand. I think for me, like I said to many people before, Pep's a big part of this as well. Pep Guardiola is a huge factor in this. He is such a good man. If you took Pep out, barring Jurgen Klopp, they still wouldn't be as good. He brings something extra to the party as well. He really does. Edward, thank you very much for coming on and having your say. We want some more. We're going to get some more callers on now. As a guest here from Dougie United, he says Mahrez as the man of the match. Keep your guesses coming. Keep your super chat guesses in. Everyone who guesses right goes into the prize draw. If you guess right, but you put the most amount of super chats in, then you get 3 of your names added into the draw, so you've got even more chance of winning. Next on the show, we're going to have Ryan. Ryan Simmons is with us here. How you doing, bro?
Hey, Terry, what's going on?
How you doing, mate? What did you make of that caller earlier that sort of attacked the
Come
likes
like,
of and City the way he did?
he come like, that's why I call in, man. That guy is really bitter, man. And Terry, remember before me even start with him, you know why I have to support your show, man? And I've been spreading your show on my social media, telling everybody about it, man. And I'm trying to support your show in every way I can do it, man, because you're just a real guy. Bro, you're diehard Man U fans. I don't care what nobody want to say because I listen to you. And you speak the truth. That guy is just so bitter, bro. Bro, listen, why are we cursing him, man? Listen, you have to understand that you have to give Pep his thumbs up, bro. Look, I keep saying this to you, Terry. The man rotate him squad and nobody complaining that he don't know his best 11. That's Pep's here for the man. The man know what he's doing. You get what I'm saying? The man have a good bench. 7 changes the man can make. Tomorrow coming, he play a match again, he can make 6 changes. And everybody have them. I don't know how he do it, but he have them to play at that high level, Terry. High level each game. Why? I don't know. Just give the man his preps. Stop talk about money. That guy need to stop living in the 80s, Terry. We're living in a new millennium now. We don't see what's going on. I was here talking to my wife and I was saying that if they think that every team can build and grow play, you're gonna have team that's gonna just be there to just buy players, and then you have team that just build up players. You can't have all the teams just buying players, because what you're gonna have some teams that build them up, and you're gonna have the big dog them come in and buy them. You understand what I'm saying? Because these teams that need to win trophy, they don't have the time to build the players. That's why you see they let them go. Where was Sancho? Where was Sancho start out?
Oh, Man City, yeah.
Thank you. Where is he now? And look at him now. You get what I'm saying? Dortmund is a big club, but he coming like he's a selling club. You can't understand. You have to give Pep his credit, Terry.
Do you know what I say about Pep as well is this? Pep's brilliant. The squad's brilliant. But Man City are run so impeccably well because what they do so amazingly, Pep's definitely bought a few flops or players that haven't turned out to be as good as he expected. You can throw Nolito into that, Bravo into that.
Thank you.
Mendy, loads of others. But what they allow Pep Guardiola to do is replace. What Mike does, as an example, and Mark, the caller that phoned up kicking off, is we have a manager comes in. It's like, right, you bought 2 centre-backs. They're still not amazing, so we're not going to let you buy anymore. Yeah, but they didn't turn out to be as good as we thought. So, yeah, but you're not buying anymore. We're not giving you any. They sack that manager, and then they let the new guy buy somebody. And then they get like a summer or two where they get complete anonymity, where they get what they want, or they at least try to get what they want, and then they stop doing it again. We limit everybody. And then the problem is, because we've got no plan, we get rid of that manager, and then we wipe the board clean, and we start all over again, and it means spending more money. We spend half the summer trying to sell the players that the new manager doesn't want. City have a process. I can almost feel now, say Pep goes at the end of next year, or say Pep wins a quadruple and says, I actually want to leave now because I've achieved beyond greatness. I want to go out on a high. Say he does that. I don't think he will, say he does. The manager that City look to bring in will be somebody that they know through their due diligence can get an amazing tune and levels out of the current squad. They're not going to bring a manager in who says, right, 60% of this squad needs to be sold in the next 12 months. They're not going to do that because they're going to put a new captain on the same ship with majority of the same crew. And they're going to, who might have an idea, I want this one new player. I want to get rid of this guy. But it'll be subtle changes. But the plan and everything else, move. The ship City will continue to sail in the same way, operate in the same way. There's a club mentality. There's a club ethos. There's a club DNA that they're developed and that they're pushing through from the academy right through to the first team. Pep's just a cherry on the top of the icing on top of the cake. Pep Guardiola doesn't work at City with all the money in the world if the structure and running of the football club isn't impeccable. I know it triggers people because of where the money's from and the fact that they haven't built it up over 100 years of history. But at the end of the day, we should all be looking at the Manchester Cities, the Liverpools, the Brightons, the Southamptons, the Leicesters. These are Premier League examples of clubs that are run impeccably well. Because if Man United and Arsenal, as examples, will run as well as those clubs with our infrastructure And with our fan base and incomes, we'd be competing year in, year out with Manchester City. We should be embarrassed of the way our historic clubs are behaving. You know, we're being outperformed by these plastic mercenary clubs and outrun by these plastic mercenary clubs. Shame on you. Shame on
Thank you, bro.
Shame on
Thank
you
you.
for deflecting,
Exactly.
and shame on you if you're not giving it credit, because the way they're being run is absolutely impeccable. And what they do for the local communities, what this group have done for the teams that they own in Australia, the teams that they own in America, they've done so much investment into the game that is football. To be
Right.
I've just in the last 6 months, my mind has just really changed towards this so much, and I'm like, you know what? I can't be dealing with the bitterness anymore. I really, really can't.
Yeah, exactly. I used to be like that too, and I'm like, yo, you know what I did now, Terry? I just started hoping. It's not a good thing, but you know, when I watch City, what I said, hopefully some of these players can get injured. That's the most thing I can do, and hopefully they concede so they don't have a clean sheet. There's nothing more I can wish for. The man is doing a good job, Terry. All right, this is the next thing I want to say, Terry. You see how many times they go into the Champions League, right? And they followed, right? It's not much new player coming there. See, these players, they just need that mentality, and that's what he's there building now. One of these times, he's going to go there and pull it off in the Terry. That's the only place he's having the downfall now, he's in the Champions League, And I feel like one of these seasons, and I feel like that's why he don't leave it. You see, he just signed back a new contract, right? I feel like that's why he don't leave it. Is when he buying player, he may buy 2-3 player and mix with these same one. These same player keep going to the Champions League, dropping out at quarterfinal and those things. He's building that winning mentality in that last stage, that Champions League stage. And I feel like if they don't do it this season, look out for them next season. He's going to pull it off one of the season, because right now I feel like it's only Bayern Munich can give them a good fight. Just check around. Check around.
Man, it took Fergie 15 odd years to win the Champions League. It takes a long time.
Thank you, Terry.
Where you're starting from. Chelsea were a Champions League club when Roman took them over, and it still took 8 years. But you were already a Champions League team. City,
thank you.
Nowhere. It takes time. People have got to realize that. Ryan, thank you very much for calling, bro.
Hey, Definitely I'll see you later, man.
My brother. Thank you very much indeed. We have another super chat here from Mo, the Leicester fan, says, how do I get on the calls? We've shared the link on the Discord server. The Discord server is in the description below. Sign up to that. It's an amazing chat room. Or you can sign up, call via the link I've shared in the chat room as well. The Podfather here says, people forget that Pep won 2 trophies with Delph and Zivchenko, 2 non-left backs, and Otamendi and Stones. He's a genius. Yeah, people do love to forget those little things. They really, really do. Keep guessing. Keep guessing who you think I'm going to give my man of the match to. Keep those super chats coming. Everyone who guesses it right goes into the prize draw to win £100 worth of Amazon vouchers on Friday. The person who super chats the most amount of money and guesses it right will have their name entered into the draw 3 times. So keep those super chats coming. Next up on the show, we've got man like Aaron back with us again. Aaron, what you saying, mate?
Mate, I'll say at the end why I've not been on the past couple of days. It's been about 48 hours, but I'll explain that at the end. I'll give credit to Man City today. There's a couple of people that give credit to Man City today. I'll be the one of the people that gives credit. They were immense. And I've looked at the table. If they get 6 more wins, the champions. I think it doesn't matter if United win their last 10 games of the season. 6 more wins of the champions. And I think United's one of them. So it could be 5 wins. And, I think Wolves, they'll be all right. They're going to finish high mid-table, that kind of finish. But Man City are just unstoppable. I think they're going to win the Champions League this year. I think it'll be a really close final between them and Munich, depending how it's drawn. But I see City winning the Champions League. So overall, I'd say Mahrez is my man of the match. I think all of them skillfully on the pitch. They put themselves about. Yes, they got the equaliser conceded against them from Wolves. Yes, it was a good goal from Conor Cody, but overall, the quality showed. And overall, City, immense. And before I go, Terry, big up yourself. And the reason why I've not been on the past couple of days is because yesterday morning, Darren Moore left Rovers for Sheffield Wednesday, and it went crazy. I was getting interviewed by Sheffield Wednesday journalists. I popped on 2 live streams. Then today, I interviewed Ian Danta from TalkSport about the exit and the appointment of Andy Butler. So that's why I've not been around the terrace for a couple of days. I've been talking with prime backs, off camera. I've been talking with other panelists as well. So that's why I've not been on the couple of days. I do apologise for that, but man's been doing his own stuff, and it's been wicked. So.
You don't need to apologise one little bit, mate. Listen, thank you very much for coming on. Congratulations for the work
you're a legend. You're a legend.
I know I am. Listen, I ain't joking. Thank you very much, mate. You take care of yourself. Top man, Aaron. Thank you. Do you know what? In the Donny world on socials, the lad is killing it, bro. Like, he's killing it from a Donny point of view. Hang on a sec. I need to move this chair back forward. My backside. That's how old I'm getting. Sitting in a chair hurts my back these days. Next on the show, we're gonna have Hala Madrid is gonna be on the line. Hello, mate. What are you doing?
Hello, Terry.
Hello, Benjamin. What are you saying?
Okay. The caller who like insulted and ranted about City, I'm a bit disappointed in him, because I think he's old enough to understand the influence of money and the importance of money in football. 1992, when the Premier League, when it was changed from the English League to the Premier League, a lot of money came into the league. A lot of money was invested into the league, and you can see the difference between the Premier League now and the Italian league. Italian league was the best league in the 90s, in the 80s thereabout, and the English fans, or most of these fans, don't complain about that. They don't complain about that, but when it comes to just the individual teams, then you want to complain. So I think money is important, and City haven't spent more than Manchester United, haven't spent more than Real Madrid, haven't spent more than Barcelona. So I think. Do you know what,
mate? Sorry to interject. My view is very simple. Prove to me they've been cheating, category. And I'm not saying if it's time barred, they've not been cheating. My view is it's time, they're not cheating anymore. Like, the rules state the evidence don't count. That means you can't prove they cheated, so they didn't cheat, right? So prove to me they've been cheating, I'll condemn them.
Exactly.
What I see from most people is this: oh, I'm jealous. I wish I had what you've got. I'm going to put it down. They remind me, it's crazy. Like, my whole life, I've witnessed jealous people try and tear others down. I don't like it, and I really respect Mark. Mark's been on him many times before. He's a great guy, but on this instant, he's a grown man as well, and I know that he's a grown man, and he'll respect what I'm about to say. For me, I think the opinion he has on this is just so far off the mark. It's unbelievable. Listen, Ben, thank you very much for coming on, having your say, mate. Really appreciate that. Super chat here says, apologies for calling the guy an idiot. Listen, I'm sure Mark is laughing when he read that he said that. He says, fans hammer our club, and fans would love to get on at some point and talk Man City FC. Terry, great show. Not a problem. We share the link for the majority of our shows. We do a call in. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. Next up on the show, we're going to get Joseph on the line. Joseph, welcome to the terrace. What do you want to say? Joseph weren't ready whatever he was doing. He sounded like he was making a cup of tea. Next on the line, we're going to get Mr. Zigar on the line. What are you saying, bro?
I support Man United, so I just watched the City game, and it's a bit peak for us, we just keep on winning and winning. We can't catch them up at the moment. We just have to secure top four at the moment. Just hope the Glazers can just buy all these key signings so that we can close the gap. City, man, they just keep on winning. We'll probably spend another like 200 million this summer, so it's going to be hard to catch up with them. We shouldn't have let City dominate this well, because City were nobody's back in 2012. My sister has more history than City, and she's 16. But it's the Glazers' fault, man. We should have invested more money into it, because they're light years ahead of us.
Well, I was about to say that when we say we shouldn't have let, this is why Man United fans are talking about if we just had a better manager, we need to be run well for 5, 6, 7 years before we will consistently catch a Manchester. And I'm not talking about having 1 year where we're as good as them. One year where we're as equal. Like last year, we weren't that far behind them, really. But that's because they had a terrible year. And then a year later, they're miles in front of us again. It's because they're well run, and cream rises to the top, and we're just not there. We're just not there at all. And it's the running of Manchester United. And this is why I say to people, don't be bitter towards City. Focus on your own football club. If everybody put that energy into the Glazers, stop spending money, blah, 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 blah. You could take them down. But I'm almost sick and tired of moaning about the Glazers now because no one listens. I'm wasting oxygen. I'm straining my throat. And
Like,
it's
I feel
dealing with it.
I feel so sorry for Ollie though, like, or even managers beforehand, because like even last season when we were third and City was second, even though there was a 15-point gap between us, City spent, you know, Diaz, Ake, this like probably spent what, like over 100 mil, something like that, and then like Ollie, he's got the same starting 11, kind of like he doesn't really start Van der Beek or Tellez. It's basically the same starting 11. So, and the thing is, City will win the league this season, and we'll probably buy more players on top of that as well. We just keep on adding and adding. Like,
Yeah,
the bench as well is crazy.
They
like,
will. They just won't stop. And if you want to compete with them over a medium to long term period, you've got to match them. If you don't, you'll be left behind. It's as simple as that for me, bro. I appreciate you coming on, having your say, mate. Thank you very much indeed, young man. Look after yourself, brother. Thank you. Let's do a few more of your comments here. DJ says, okay, no, you're talking to each other. Sometimes I think you've asked me a question, then I realize you're talking to each other. Are there actually any decent comments where you guys are asking questions or making points or anything? Terry, the Glazers are milking glory hunters, Terry. Nothing will change nature of being a brand. I hear you on that. By the way, I've heard if we sign Messi and I'm going to try paying him 100K a week, UEFA will be breathing down our backs and we might not go into a bidding war for Haaland. You may not sign Haaland. As we had on yesterday, we had Saad Wadia on the, I can remember his surname for a second there, on the show. Chelsea are massive front runners, massive favourites to get him. Roman's got an absolute hard on for him, and that won't change anytime soon. So he's highly likely to go there. Terry, I know for a fact that if City continue with the domination, the Premier League will drop like Serie A and the Bundesliga. This is not fun, not sport. It's 18 world-class robots. Yeah, well, listen, you guys competed with them last year. You just had a dip. You'll come back. You're well run. Some other Chelsea will be back competing with them next year. Chelsea just fell apart a bit because they had a transfer ban and they bought in a long-term interim manager when it comes to Frank Lampard. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. Listen, everyone who's tuned in today, I know there's still people waiting backstage. Sorry, I can't get you all on today. I really do apologize. Everyone that's tuned in, thank you. To all our super chatters, thank you. We're going to do 2 more minutes for you to guess my mystery man of the match. No one's guessed it right yet, is what I'm going to give you a little clue as well. So if you want to get a super chat in now, nobody has guessed it right yet. So you've got 2 minutes to get your super chat questions in. We're back tomorrow with more content for you as well. Of course, big games tomorrow. We've got a massive debate tomorrow night. I know there's 1,100 of you watching now. I'm actually asking tomorrow, 5 p.m., make sure you're tuning in. We're debating system goals versus individual brilliance, what the difference is and how we identify them. We're going to create a football terrace definition. And we are going to then use that to review games to see how many teams in the Premier League score individual goals of brilliance and how many are scoring system and team goals. I don't even have any idea what I'm going to say live on the air yet because I've got no idea what the difference is. Keep your guesses coming in, people. We just had a super chat here from Blue Media who said Gabriel Jesus, Glazers out, says Rui Patricio. Keep your guesses coming. You've got literally 1 minute and 10 seconds to get your super chat guesses in to try and win entry into the prize draw. Keep it coming now, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. What does this comment here say? 2 people have guessed it right without super chats, which is interesting that I've seen. 2 people without super chats have guessed it right. So maybe you're thinking doing one. Brooke says the only dead club is Arsenal. Listen, Arsenal just are a more watered down version of where Manchester United are. There's no doubt about it. You've got 40 seconds left, people. 40 seconds left. 40 seconds left. And what do you all make of the new thumbnail tonight? I'd love an up what you guys think of the new thumbnails. We're testing out new designs, having them made by our guy. Let me know what you think and feel. Oh, someone here says Kyle Walker. It's not Kyle Walker. It is not Rui Patricio. That's all I'm going to say to you. Keep them coming. You've got 10 seconds remaining. 10 seconds remaining to get your super chats in, people. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and a big, big fat 1. Thank you. So we've got a new winner to add to the list. Blue Media FC there, guessing it. I gave my man of the match to Gabriel Jesus. Blue Media TV with the correct guess there. Well done to you. We're back tomorrow with more content for you as ever. Hit those like and those share buttons. But until